I need a refill. I went to a solidcore live audition and let me tell y'all how it went. So first of all, I had no business going to a solidcore audition, most likely because I just started taking mega reformer classes in January, early in January, when I got my class pass. Free membership, okay, if you're not on that, then get on it. Free month trial. You can test out a bunch of different studios. So I've been doing mega reformer Pilates classes once a week at different studios and I've really been enjoying it. I love that it's a 50-minute in and out. You push yourself as far as you can, and honestly I've already been seeing results, and I usually don't work my core, so it makes me work my core, which I love. But I've really been enjoying the classes and just like going to them. I love the instructors. It's just been a good time. So y'all are probably like, okay girl, so after a month you decided that you were gonna try out to be a coach, a trainer at the studio? That's a lot. No, I didn't actually. My little sister got an email that they had live auditions for their new studio opening and she signed me up. She didn't send it to me and say, maybe you should sign up. She didn't suggest it to me. She did not send me the screenshot. She literally signed me up and I got an email with confirmation that I would be there and instructions about how everything would go. And internally I freaked out because if you have not gone to one of those classes, then you do not understand how hard those classes are. And as somebody who has I've barely been in any classes, to then just try and be a coach, I was just like, girl, there's no way I'm going to that audition. There's no way I'm going to that audition. Like, the more I read into the information, it was saying you do not necessarily need experience on the mega reformer on the Sweatlana machine. You just need to have a great personality. You need to be excited about fitness and just really showcase leadership and a love for community with others. The more I read into it, the more I convinced myself. I was like, okay, I can probably do it. I can probably do it. I've always wanted to be a trainer of some sort. I love fitness and I could probably do this. So I just convinced myself and I decided to lock in and go to the audition. The class of everybody auditioning, I had to lead them in a 2 to 3 minute routine of whatever I wanted. It was all about making sure that the verbal cues were there, making sure you're communicating effectively, having energy, and just being a great leader overall. So I went with a very simple shoulder burn workout that I knew I could talk people through, that I could get people excited about. I left spaces for me to include my personality, and I prepped and I did it to Move Your Body. That's the song I chose. And yeah, so that was really the only preparation you needed for the live audition. They said come with a 2 to 3 minute routine and come ready to sweat, and I brought both of those things. But let me tell y'all about the chaos regarding this audition. So I live in LA and solidcore has 2 Hollywood studios. One is in Hollywood and the other is in West Hollywood. They're both on the same street. They're both on Santa Monica Boulevard. So I just saw the email and I was like, cool, I'm going to the one in Hollywood. It's on Santa Monica Boulevard. I was gonna be on time. I put it in my navigation system. I knew LA traffic was gonna be a thing, so I was like, I'm gonna be early. So I got to the studio on Santa Monica Boulevard. I'm standing outside. I'm not seeing anybody go in. I'm just like, this is strange. If you've been to solidcore, their doors are locked with a pin code that they give you when you sign up for class. But in the confirmation email for the audition, there was no code. So I was standing outside like, oh my gosh, is somebody gonna come get me? What is going on? Did I get the wrong timing? And so the more I'm standing there, the more I'm like, Amber, I really hope you did not put in the wrong studio address. I really hope you didn't do that. Like, we're smarter than that. We're better than that. We're not. I looked at the email and I went to the Hollywood location instead of the West Hollywood location. And at this point, it was already 1:30, which was the time of my audition. And so I got in my car, drove to the West Hollywood location and stood outside of that door as well, because again, I couldn't get in. So I just stood there and I'm like, will somebody see me? Like, I know I'm late as hell, but I need to talk to y'all and explain. So finally somebody saw me outside and I came in. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I went to the wrong studio. Is there any opportunity for me to come back later? And they were so nice, so understanding, and they were like, sure, we can get you in for the last slot at 3:30. I was able to come back and audition at 3:30. I met so many fun and cool people in fitness, so it was a really great opportunity to just get out of my normal circle, my normal situation, and meet some new people in LA. So when we first arrived to the studio, there was a slight introduction. We already had machines assigned to us, so it wasn't any like, oh, where am I gonna go? What's the best thing to do? And then we hopped basically right went into a 25-ish minute core routine on Sweatlana, and they emphasized to us that it was not about how well you did on Sweatlana, because they're expecting everyone to be trained fully on the machine. It's not about that. It was really about, okay, are you pushing yourself and are you taking the correct instruction from the instructor and adjusting your body accordingly. So that's what they said they were assessing us on. It was a very tough workout, but it was really fun, and that was pretty much it. It's not really much to say about that. It was a 25-ish minute core routine on Sweatlana, and I had a good time. My strategy there was just to like act like I was just, not act like, because I was loving it, but to show on my face like, ooh, like I'm smiling, like I'm pushing through this, like oh my gosh. I was like nodding and stuff. So I think I did a decent job there. After that, it was time to go into the 2 to 3 minute prepared routine. You already know that your girl was first. I was first, and I was so scared and so nervous. I was just like, oh my god. As soon as they said that, I was like, oh my god. They told us a few instructions after that, and I heard nothing. I was just like nervous as hell. But they got us mic'd up. They were like, okay, cue your song, Amber, it's your turn, let's go. And when I tell y'all that most of the stuff that I practiced went straight over my head, it went straight over my head. I just got on that mic and I was having a good time, just leading the workout. Missed a bunch of stuff that I meant to say, but I think it went really well. After other people in the class were like, oh my gosh, where do you teach? Have you taught before? I was like, no, that was literally my first time, and I basically peed on myself. So that was that. I'm glad I think I did well. I'm not sure yet, but that was pretty much it. We went through everybody's routine. People mostly did like core workouts. There were a few like weighted arm routines as well, so I was happy that I went with the shoulder, just to throw a little bit of versatility in there, you know. So everybody went through their routines, and after that was over, we went into a pretty long session just talking about training expectations and what compensation looks like and how that looks different as you continue growing in the company. We talked through a Q&A, and yeah, I don't know the results yet because this just happened yesterday, but we're supposed to hear back by tomorrow or Tuesday. So I had a really good time. I had so much fun just pushing myself and knowing that I have the ability to do that and that people responded well to it. Just makes me feel really good and excited about what the future holds for me, especially in fitness, because it's something that I'm super passionate about. But there was absolutely no regrets whether I get it or not. Again, I met some fun people. Y'all can see the pictures that we took and stuff, but it was just really fun. If you're considering going to a live solidcore audition versus their virtual auditions, I would definitely encourage you to do so. It was a great time, and it was nice to connect with the team. It was really low pressure, I would say. There weren't a ton of people there. There were like 10 of us, if that, maybe 8. There weren't a lot of us at all, and everybody was so supportive and so encouraging, and that's just, I feel like that's a part of the fitness community in general. So I expected it, but I was also still pleasantly surprised about how well everything went. So that was my experience trying out a live audition at solidcore. That was pretty much it. I'm gonna come back at y'all with an update. Lighting just got better, but yeah, y'all, I'm excited to hear back from them. If I did get the offer, I would definitely accept, because I would think it would just be so fun and a chance to connect with people and just continue learning in fitness, because you're fully trained, like fully trained. There's weeks of training about the machine and about form and everything of that nature. So really excited to further my education and just to do something fun and cool. So I'll be back at y'all with an update.